You seeing this?
Get going!
Incoming!
Weapons. TF2 has a lot of weapons, and a lot of these weapons feel amazing. Using them reminds me of the time I finger banged your mom. But among all these treasures, there's always a stinker. And today, we will be talking about every single stinker in TF2. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. No, it's not bad, you just suck. No, this weapon sucks, and you have no father. But in all seriousness, the only reason why this is here is because it's really underwhelming to use. Not only does it reduce your clip size, but the inaccurate bullet spread just makes this feel so frustrating to use. And besides, if you wanted to do mini crits, you can just pair up Criticola with an actual good gun. If you ever wanted to play Fat Scout but without the extra HP, this is the gun for you. Not only does it also suffer from the clip size, but man, 10% slower move speed is fucking insane. And it's a good concept for Scout to speed up by dealing damage, but come on man, was it really necessary to add a negative effect by double jumping? You probably thought I was going to talk about the shortstop, but guess what? That weapon isn't terrible. In fact, it's actually pretty good. It just really sucks that it has a shove as a mechanic. But hey, when it works, man. But as for Bonk, this thing just sucks ass. I don't see why you would use this thing over any of the other secondaries. Even Criticola doesn't suffer as much as Bonk. Apart from being a getaway weapon, Bonk is just kinda lame. Not to mention the slowness effect it gives you after the effect runs out. If you want an actual good getaway weapon, just use the Winger. This thing is only good in MVM. I don't know what else to say. I really wanted this weapon to be good because it looks so cool. It's a fucking sun on a stick. How cool is that? It just sucks that this weapon is only useful when your team has a pyro. Ever since the major nerf to the Sandman, there's just been no point to use this thing. Not only does it reduce your max health, but slowing down people with the ball just feels really kinda useless. If you want to use an actual good projectile based melee, just use the Rap Assassin. Combined with the Mad Milk is actually a really strong combination. This thing is just underwhelming to use. The increased clip size from 4 rockets to 5 doesn't really justify the minimum damage you deal. The massive nerfs that they gave the Bison by reducing its penetration factor, it just sucks, alright? I don't know why the fuck Valve would do this. And compared to all Soldier's other secondaries, I don't see why you would pick this apart from just being a meme weapon. Again, this thing's only useful in MVM. You're not gonna get any real use of this in a normal match, so I don't see why you would use this over Pyro's other secondaries. This thing is a major gamble to use. Not only are you risking your life to get a single medic kill, but damn, when you get one, you get one. Just make sure not to get spotted before using this. This is the equivalent of the Boston Basher if it did fire damage, but because of Pyro's slow swinging speed, you're not really gonna get a lot of use out of it. Why would you use this? Why? This thing is really buggy. I don't know why, but the really quiet sound effect and the very indistinguishable spark it makes is just really difficult to make out. I can't tell when this thing is ready or not. Holy shit, this thing has a lot of projectiles. You know, you would expect the Scottish Resistance to actually be a very good weapon, considering it has faster firing speed, more ammo, and it can destroy enemy stickies. Holy shit, what the fuck? Then why is it here? This thing sucks when it comes to sticky spam. Not to mention you have to flick to the specific sticky you want to blow up. This is only good in medieval mode. In fact, this is only good as a Demo Knight weapon. It's very anti-projectile for some reason, and I hate it. It's just kind of bad, you know. There's times you can't even kill a fucking scout with this thing. Another cool looking weapon brought down by its horrible stats. The fact that by just revving up the fucking gun, it consumes 4 ammo per second is just fucking insane. I'm pretty sure the fire ring was meant to be a shield against spies. I guess Valve forgot about a little thing called jumping. The worst of the lunchbox items. And as a Persian Persuader, this thing only shines in medieval mode. Because not only are you stuck on melee after eating this, it doesn't even give you health. If you want to go melee heavy, I just highly recommend using the Locust bar. What the fuck is up with Valve giving the coolest looking weapons the most horrible stats ever? The eviction notice would be such a cool weapon. I can't even fucking kill a light class with this. What the fuck is the point? Out of all of Engineer's weapons, the Thompson 6000 is by far the worst weapon of them all. Giving Engineer a laser-based weapon would have been so cool if it just wasn't so underwhelming. It's difficult to use, the projectile is fucking slow. In fact, I believe this thing actually fires way slower than the fucking Rescue Ranger. And what the fuck, what's up with these upsides? Like draining 10% of enemy Uber and 20% of Spy Cloak? Those are like some really random ass fucking upsides. Not to mention this thing deals 20% less damage against buildings. It's lame. I don't need to explain why. Bleed damage on hit is such a fucking lame stat. Just use stock. I don't see why the fuck you would use this.
Prepare for your extermination. If you don't have your papers, then you face extermination.
Let's be honest, all of Medic's syringe guns fucking suck. Why would you use any syringe gun over the crossbow? But when it comes to the worst one, the overdose is bad. A 15% damage penalty in exchange for more movement speed sounds good, but why would I use this over a syringe gun that can heal me when dealing damage, and over a crossbow that can heal people from far away?
Prepare for your extermination. If you don't have your papers, then you face extermination.
Again, no reason to use any of Medic's other melee weapons over the Ubersaw. But when it comes to stinkers, the Vitasaw is just really weird. Collecting organs on melee hit sounds really cool, because now that means you can retain some of your Uber once you die. But what about the times when you don't have Uber and you die anyway? Not only do you lose your organs, but you have to rebuild Uber anyway. And even though 10 less health doesn't seem like a lot, Medic is probably one of the most targeted classes in TF2. Not to mention, for the organ feature to actually work, you have to die. And let's be honest, I don't think there's a single time in TF2 where you purposefully want to die. Right, that's kind of weird. And if you do, then you're weird.
Shot, mate. Good shot, mate. Good shot, mate. Good shot, mate. Good shot, mate.
This is a really cool weapon. They took the classic from Team Fortress Classic and put it into TF2. Wow, very clever. It just really sucks that this thing is so frustrating to use. Having to hold mouse 1 to charge up your shot is really frustrating. So, major respect to all those snipers out there that can actually use this thing, because I just can't use this thing to save my fucking life.
Shot, mate. Good shot, mate. Good shot, mate. Good shot, mate. Good shot, mate.
People who use a Razorback, I think they kind of forget the spy has a gun, right? I think the only reason why you would use this is if you're around other people. That way you won't die easy.
Shot, mate. Good shot, mate. Good shot, mate. Good shot, mate. Good shot, mate.
If depression came in the form of a weapon, I think this is the one. Sniper already has a slow melee swing. So to add a fucking 50% damage penalty with bleed just makes me so sad. Attack spears and damage resistance effects and bonuses? What? 20% slower firing speed, no random critical hits. Oh, this thing sounds terrible. What the fuck? That 20% damage bonus does not excuse the 20% slower firing speed. And pierce damage? What? At this point, I just recommend using the stock revolver, because you're not gonna get anything good out of using the Enforcer. Oh my god, it's the Aladdin reference. Too bad this thing is just really difficult to use. This thing eats through your fucking cloak like how I ate through your mama's coochie last night. Also, normal disguises fucking consume your entire cloak meter. So if you want to use this thing, make sure to cloak at spawn and then gain that fucking meter back. This thing is a joke. And that's it. That's all the weapons. Yeah. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.